Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. And from Hugo Salinas Price, who is instrumental in helping to push for silver being used as money in Mexico, he has this proposal here, and it's explained in this 8-point outline here for the proposal to monetize the 1-ounce silver Libertad coin. And coin is kind of an interesting word. We can kind of get in the weeds with this because there's no actual designation of a denomination on the Libertad. It's noted as 1 ounce. But nonetheless, that as far as how the government recognizes it is just a sort of an aside note to give you a bit of background. For Hugo Salinas Price, Mexico is one of the largest silver producers. But this is, what we're going to look at here is something that was brought to my attention by Chuck and Plata, and that is his proposal with an open letter to President Donald Trump. And we're going to read through this, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think it will work, even though it would be nice to see silver circulated as money again. But in the way that it's being presented here, I don't know that it will work out. But here it goes. Mr. President Trump, you are working tirelessly against tremendous odds to carry out your mission in life, which is to make America great again. I propose to you a measure fully in accord with your vision of a great united nation of America working for prosperity, a measure that conveys a fundamental message of inspiration for the American people. The greatness of a nation flowers when its moral stature is elevated, and such is the object of the measure that I suggest to you. I suggest that you restore to America the use of silver money as a means of savings to grant America the peace of mind that such savings provide, immune to the ravages of inflation which now decimate the savings of the whole world. If you should take up the challenge which such a measure involves, you would without a doubt be accorded a stature of greatness as President of the United States of America, not seen since the time of Andrew Jackson. And not only that, you would achieve a landslide electoral victory in your re-election as president in 2020. Both of those are opinions that, understanding how Andrew Jackson fought against the big banks, that can see how that could play a role. Although I don't know that this would actually achieve him a landslide electoral victory, but we'll see. If he believes in it as much as he does, maybe it would. Furthermore, thanks to the moral significance of having created silver money for your nation, you would win over to the United States the goodwill of the whole of the Western Hemisphere, for which centuries and up to the earliest 20th century labored with the use of silver money. The whole hemisphere would follow your glorious example. I am not by any means suggesting the abandonment of your established system of paper money. I'm suggesting silver money that will operate in parallel with paper money for the exclusive use of silver money as a means of savings. Silver money appeared from circulation in the whole world because silver money traditionally bore a stamped monetary value, and when the price of silver began to rise as a consequence of the general inflation of prices caused by paper money, the silver in the coinage became worth more than its stamped value. This caused the disappearance of the world's silver money, which in the United States took place in the early 60s. A solution to their problem lies in creating silver money without a stamped monetary value. The monetary value will be imparted to the coinage by means of a monetary quote to be issued by your treasury. This quote would include the profit for the treasury over the cost of silver in the coins. The quote would rise with rises in the dollar value of industrial silver, but never be diminished in the event of the falls of the value of silver. Over the whole course of history, the creation of money has been the exclusive right of the government, and in assigning to your treasury the function of creating silver money by means of a quote, you would be followers of a centuries-old practice that operated until the usurpation of the creation of money by the cabal of bankers. According to one investigator, SRS Rocco report, in a period from 1986 to the present, the American people have purchased 463,411,000 ounces of silver for their savings. These savings are in the form of the Eagle silver ounces, which are stamped at $1. Just like the stocks or bonds, which bear a printed value when issued, but whose daily value depends on the quote given to them by the market, so the eagle ounces can be monetized by means of a quote higher than the $1 stamped on these coins. New issue of eagle coins would omit the words $1. I suggest that the Treasury issue an edict which would establish that the monetary value of the eagle ounce is, for the time being, $30 and will never be less, but may be worth considerably more as the price of silver rises. The edict would simply state that all debts to the Treasury of the United States are payable in both Federal Reserve notes or in silver eagle coins at the quoted monetary value assigned to them by the Treasury. This statement turns the eagle ounces, all 463 million of them, into silver money. Mr. President Trump, please imagine for a moment the joy and the steadfast political support of the millions of Americans who have purchased these silver ounces when you announce that the ounces are now worth as money at $30 each. At one stroke, you will have demolished negative attitudes of millions of Democrats by granting them, as well as your millions of Republican supporters, an immensely important gift, silver money, which will increase in monetary value as the price of silver rises. A gift for which will cost your Treasury nothing. On the contrary, your Treasury will be making a profit on all further coinage of silver eagles. I have outlined in a few words a plan that, if pursued, will immediately invigorate the United States of America as each American does his very best to work and produce the wherewithal to become the owner of silver ounces for his and his family's well-being. Mr. President Trump, sir, do you have it in you to achieve such greatness as president as will endure the centuries in the collective memory of the United States of America? Then make America great again with silver money. Respectfully yours, Hugo Salinas Price. And that's a well thought out letter. Little misinterpretations of our history there, but nonetheless, it's understandable, and I understand the foundation of it is probably the Mexican system. And but my guess is probably in Mexico they probably appreciate silver a whole lot more, considering that it's one of the largest producers. In fact, I think it's the largest producing nation, that in Peru, of silver in the world. In America, you don't even have to separate by party as far as who is collecting silver or accumulating silver as savings. Not many. I would dare suggest that probably less than 10%, maybe even less than 5%, maybe even less than 1%, even understand what silver is, much less have an accumulated any amount of it. I could be wrong there, but it's a great minority. Of those 463 million ounces, there's 350 plus million Americans out in America today. So that's more than one American eagle per American of any age out there. But with that being said, there's a lot of people that have a lot of eagles, or there's a very few people that have a lot of these eagles. And if you monetize them at $30 each, well, you're going to wreak havoc with the markets. Certainly, there will be a lot of people cashing them in for sure. I know I would probably cash in some, and I'd just end up buying Canadian maple leaves with it. I don't know what that would do. And the thing is even if you did that, the people that understand the true value of silver, you would just be helping them. The majority of Americans would be confused by the policy, is my guess, and would never use it. The United States Mint would literally have to create these silver coins as opposed to buying back the old ones. And I don't know that they have enough silver to do that. Now, if they did buy back the ones that we sent to them, they're going to be short, the difference between spot price and the denomination, which is well over double spot price. I don't think the Treasury is going to fork over that kind of money for eagles, for silver that's worth $14. The other hand, the other aspect of it too is that, we're in more of a digital age, and more Americans are making purchases digitally with digital dollars. My guess is they're not going to want these coins in their pocket, which is another reason why people don't want a dollar coin in America. It's something unique to America. Mexico may not have quite this passion. Now, of course, with cryptocurrencies and the advent of the blockchain and Fed coin coming online, that could change, where you can have a portion of it, being backed by silver. But in order for something like this to work, you almost just need to get rid of the dollar and make silver be the foundation, and make everything from the new banknotes that are backed by silver, coin, or a cryptocurrency backed by silver, sanctioned by the government. Otherwise, my guess is this probably wouldn't work. It was an interesting concept, an interesting idea, and I like the idea that of silver being utilized as money. I just don't think it's practical, and I doubt even Donald Trump will read this letter. But a lot of us are. Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.